Hello. How is everyone doing? Let me give you a couple of minutes for YouTube to send out a message that I am going live. But welcome to the Watering Mouth channel, where we give you the mindset and recipes to help you eat to live and love it for good. I am Coach Karen, and I am going to talk to you about all things Thanksgiving today. So first of all, can you hear me? Can you see me? Is all the tech working okay? If you can, just give me a little comment below, like the video, tell me where you are from and what your favorite part of Thanksgiving is and what Thanksgiving concerns you have. Hi, Francine. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Woohoo. Susan. Awesome. Hi, Susan. So this is all about you and how I can help you. Eartha. Ooh, Orlando. Nice. And I do speak Spanish, which I think you're responding in Spanish, but you probably don't want to hear me speak Spanish right now. And I probably don't want to embarrass myself because my daughter tells me that my accent is horrible. And so, yeah, now I have lots of thoughts about that. Oh, Francine is watching from Germany. I love it. How is it going in Germany? I have family in Denmark, and they always go to Germany to go shopping because they love shopping in Germany. So awesome that you get to live there. Diana, California. Yay! Another SB25 from Orlando. Also, I right now am in Delray Beach, Florida. So that's where I am. And it is gorgeous today. We have officially started winter. It was like 73 today, 74. It's windy. Like it feels like fall, or it feels like the holiday season to me. Kimberly from Kansas. Oh my gosh, we are all over today. I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell me what's going on for Thanksgiving for you. What questions do you have? And I am a life coach. I am a life and weight coach. I'm also a registered dietitian, a practitioner of lifestyle medicine. I have all sorts of things that I like to do. But I am a coach here for the Watering Mouth. So if you want coaching, like you have 30 minutes now, you can ask me questions and I am happy to coach you during this time. So yeah, ask away. And normally I do private coaching with the Watering Mouth. So this is a good opportunity for you. Joe, hi Joe, Oklahoma. Woo, woo, I love it. So many different places accounted for. So good. So lots of things about Thanksgiving, right? Like, and especially this year with COVID, a lot of stuff going on. So maybe this year you're getting together with your family still. Maybe this year you're getting together with your family, but it's going to look differently. Maybe you're outside, or maybe you're not able to see your family this year and you have a lot of thoughts and feelings about that. Please share away. I would love to hear and help give you some perspective if you are interested. It looks different for everyone this year. And I posted about this before, what questions people had. And a lot of questions people had were about recipes. Do I normally have my Thanksgiving meal at home or do I go out? So I normally have it at home. I remember being in high school and going out a couple times. My mom was a nurse, so she worked a couple of Thanksgivings, or is a nurse. I guess she's still a nurse, she's just not working. So we did eat out a couple of times, and I have a great friend who has a restaurant downtown from where I am that they always do Thanksgiving. But I love Thanksgiving at home. I also have 3 kids, so I really like Thanksgiving at home. I don't want to... I just want it to be a little bit laid back. So yeah, I usually eat at home, although there are plenty of great places that you can go to for Thanksgiving. Maybe this year it's a little bit different. And there are a lot of places you can order in. Like I think Whole Foods, even, at least by me, they have like a vegan Thanksgiving that you can order in. So I actually have a client that's ordering in from Whole Foods a vegan Thanksgiving for her, and then like a traditional Thanksgiving for other members of her family that do not follow a whole food plant-based way of living. Hi, Lori. Oh, so awesome to see you. Susan, looking for a salad dressing that is really good. Okay. So Cheri has some great recipes on this channel. And the walnut salad dressing, I think, is amazing. And Cheri has one, Dr. Furman has one. If you Google walnut, Nutritarian walnut salad dressing, you're going to find it. It is basically like a balsamic with some walnuts and garlic, which I always add more garlic because I really like garlic. So that is like one of my very favorite recipes. My second favorite recipe was a Whole Foods garlic tahini recipe. And they stopped making it, I think, what someone was telling me, but I never got it from Whole Foods anyways. But if you Google that, so Whole Foods garlic tahini salad dressing, so good. And again, I add extra garlic because scaring off the vampires. Another favorite of mine is it Dr. Esselstyn or Dr. McDougall? Oh gosh. No, I don't know which one it was. It's the 3-2-1 dressing. And so that is super complicated. 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, and 1 tablespoon of a sweetener of choice. So it could be maple syrup. You can even maybe use applesauce if you don't want to use maple syrup. So that is another favorite of mine. And then my very favorite, or one of my other favorites, if I don't want to do any of that, is I love the Napa Valley's Grand Reserve balsamic vinegar. I really love it. Like I've been buying it by the case for a couple of years. You don't need anything else with it. It's thick, has a really good taste. It's just super yummy. So those are my salad dressing ideas. Let me know if anyone else has one that they love. And tell me, do you guys usually eat at home or go out for Thanksgiving? Also, my mom loves to cook Thanksgiving. And so, gosh, I don't know. We're like such a creature of habit that we always eat the same foods. Like it's the same Thanksgiving. And whenever like we try to introduce a new food, maybe it lasts for that year, but it goes back to the same traditional foods every single year. Okay, what was the 3-2-1 again? So, and you can do it in different measurements. So whatever measurement you want to use, but I do 3 tablespoons of, it's just 3 tablespoons of vinegar, 2 tablespoons Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of a sweetener like maple syrup. It's just 3 parts, 2 parts, 1 part. So you can, however you want to break that down, you can use any type of vinegar you want. You could use any type of mustard that you want, kind of make it your own. Super easy. You'll never forget the recipe once you learn it. Well, maybe you will. Maybe you'll be like, was it? Yeah, I have forgotten it. I've been like, is it which one is the mustard? Which one's the sweetener? But that's one of my favorites. And that vinegar is super, super my favorite. Oh, and I'm making one right now. I have it in my fridge that I really like. And I joined like a food planner, and it's a salad dressing that has white beans. It has white beans, parsley, basil, garlic. I'm sure you can tell that I'm going to say I added extra garlic, and lemon juice. And you just pulse it all together. I think that's it. Maybe it had a little bit of water in it. So good. And herbs are so super good for you. You should always try to get in like 30 different plants a week. And sometimes we get into a rut. We eat the same, like we eat apples and bananas and lettuce and bell peppers. And so to try to get a variety, and the herbs count, right? So right there, you have 2 different types of herbs in the salad dressing. So good. And garlic, that's 3. So super, super yummy. I would recommend that one. SB25, normally go to restaurant. Tons of people normally go to restaurants. A lot of friends that normally go to restaurants. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe one year. We talked about it this year, honestly, and or at least getting takeout. But once again, we're back to like the traditional that we always do. And Francine, you eat at home, make your own vegan dishes. Awesome. So what are your favorite vegan dishes? And if you want coaching, once again, reach out for coaching. I have a awesome client that was telling me her list that she was cooking this year. And I have a lot of people that were asking for different menu ideas. So I'm going to share her. I should have asked her if I could use her name, but I didn't. So I'm not going to say her name, but I'm going to share what she's having for Thanksgiving. She is doing a cranberry apple relish. I think it's a Dr. Furman recipe, but Cheri has an amazing one on this channel, cranberry sauce from The Watering Mouth. Check out her recipe. So good. And you can have that anytime, right? Like cranberries are so good for you. It's a berry. Tofu meatloaf she was making, again, a Dr. Furman recipe. But there are some lentil loaves if you wanted to do that. And then sides. And sides are like my very favorite part of Thanksgiving. So even before I was plant-based, like I could totally leave the turkey behind. It was like never appealing. And actually, like my kids, I would have to like argue with them to eat the turkey before we switched our way of eating. They never wanted to. It was like, have a tiny bit of turkey with your ketchup. So turkey was never a big deal for us. But mashed potatoes with gravy, one of my favorites. So you can make that nutritarian by using unsweetened plant-based milk or like a veggie broth. And I was saying I don't know if you caught me on YouTube right before this, that this week, my husband and my youngest love mashed potatoes. So I cut all the potatoes. I had them boiling. I ran out to talk to a client. And when I was back, my husband had made them already and my son wasn't eating them, which is super strange because it's like his favorite food. And I tasted them and he had used unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And it tasted really, really strange. He's been kind of eating them, but he's the only one that's been eating them. So that's my, suggestion. Oh, I also typically will boil. Okay, this is getting ridiculous with the garlic, but I also typically boil garlic cloves in with the potatoes so that when I mash it, it has like the really softened garlic throughout the mashed potatoes. So that's one way of doing it. You can add half potatoes and then half maybe some cauliflower and mash that together. Or you could do all cauliflower instead of the potatoes if you don't want the potatoes, or even like a rutabaga or some root veggies and mash those down to make a nice, basically vehicle to eat gravy, right? Because gravy's the best. So a bunch of great mushroom gravy recipes. Dr. Furman has one with a porcini gravy. I don't have like a big recipe per se. Like I use veggie broth, I use mushrooms. Sometimes I have like a mushroom powder that I use. I'll throw that in. I will throw in some thyme and garlic and onions. And then I kind of cheat. Like I thicken it with cornstarch. So that's my gravy recipe. Hopefully you guys have one that's a little bit more exciting than that, but that's what I do. Can you get mustard without salt in it? Or is salt okay in mustard? Yes, you can get mustard without salt in it. And also here is the condiment rule, in my opinion. It's not Dr. Furman's, but it's something that when I was training at Pritikin and when I worked, and Jeff Novick always says this, and a couple of other people always talk this way with sodium. So in order to keep your sodium low, the food that you eat, try to make it 1 milligram per calorie. So if you're eating something like a soup that has 300 calories in it, you don't want the milligrams of sodium to go over 300. Does that make sense? But if you're doing a condiment, the ratio can be 1 to 4. So for every calorie of mustard, you could have 4 milligrams of sodium. So, use that when you're looking at it. I think Westbrae, Westbrae, has a no sodium or low sodium mustard, or they used to. I might be aging myself there. So check that out. But if you can get it in that 1 to 4 ratio, no harm, no foul. Also, like, let's talk big picture here. Like sometimes we get stuck on those little things and we're like, well, there's too much sodium in the mustard that we're using a tablespoon of. And then we have ramen noodles or something else that's like crazy ridiculous in sodium. So just take like a big picture view of it. Best case is no sodium. Second best case is, the 1 to 4 ratio. But if all else fails and it's like, well, I can have ranch salad dressing or I can have this salad dressing with a little bit extra sodium because of the mustard, I would just go for the mustard. Oh, Amber, thank you. Westbrae mustard doesn't have salt. I should have read that first. Francine, none of them are nutritarian. Chestnut stuffing. Oh, okay. I think you're talking about the Whole Foods. No, Whole Foods is vegan, not nutritarian. So it's just an option for those that want to do takeout, not that are going to stay completely nutritarian on Thanksgiving. But by all means, you could take that if you're, if you want to do like a happy medium. And I do have clients that are like, it's Thanksgiving. They're not out to have 100% nutritarian. But you are right. I'm sorry. I should have preferenced that. It's vegan. It's not nutritarian. Susan, how often? Oh, thank you. How often do I go live? I have I feel really bad. I haven't been going live as often. I just got super busy in my practice, but I am going to start going live a little bit more often, at least once a month, hopefully upwards of twice a month. I'm starting a book club with one of my favorite books that is not a food book. It's actually a mindset book. So I will let you all know about that and when that's coming out. And if you guys have a topic that you want me to go live on, reach out, let me know. I love helping others. That's kind of my passion, helping others to live a healthier life. Joe Mack, love traditional Thanksgiving. Eat the same thing for Thanksgiving though. Ferment salad with garlic, right? Garlic is so good. And I like the bite of garlic, right? Like if I'm having avocado on Ezekiel bread, like I'll do slices of raw garlic. It's a problem, maybe, but it's so good for you. Amber loved the book club idea. Thank you. I was doing a book club over the summer with Dr. Furman's books, one of his books. I have it. I don't even remember. Oh, it was The End of Dieting. I have it on my bookshelf behind me. And I loved it. But I was going on every single week and we were just kind of talking chapter by chapter. And I want to do it differently this time. I want to kind of give everyone the book and not give have you get the book and then you guys read it. And then maybe we can just chat like maybe for half of the book and the other half. So that's kind of how I want to do the book club. Now, I think if we can, the more ways we get healthful information in our mind, the more successful we'll be. So if we're watching YouTube videos or Facebook videos, when I first went on my voyage with this, I completely stopped watching the Food Network because I didn't want to be tempted with that, right? Like I read books about nutrition. I already kind of know about nutrition because I've been a dietitian for almost 20 years, but I just put all good input in. And the same thing is with mindset. Like we just want to put the good input in, podcasts, videos, books, all that stuff. So that's my plan. Laura, potatoes for one day. Will it make a huge difference? No, not even a little bit. So I eat potatoes. I love potatoes. I know Dr. Furman would rather you eat like sweet potatoes or something along those lines. It is not going to make a huge difference for one day, which is exactly what I had talked about at the end of my Facebook Live that I did a couple minutes ago. And that is sometimes we like laser focus, like we get those like things that the horses wear, blinders. And we only see like the one thing. We're like, how can we make Thanksgiving perfectly nutritarian? No mashed potatoes, butter, I don't know, whatever else that you would have. I don't want any of it crossing my lips. But then like we're so focused on that and we're so stressed out that while we're planning our Thanksgiving meal, we're like eating pretzels or overeating on the Halloween candy, right? So don't miss the forest for the trees. I think that's the right saying. So yes, like we want to make Thanksgiving as healthy as you can. And 100% if you choose to make it nutritarian, yes, awesome, right? But if you also choose on Thanksgiving that you are going to have a bite of something, do not spend, right, your life the next week beating yourself up over it. There are so many other opportunities that we have that we can make healthy food choices. So, well, yeah, I mean, my Thanksgiving is going to be, I'm going to have my mashed potatoes and my gravy, and my mom is phenomenal. So she knows not to put butter and milk in it. I'm going to have steamed green beans. Again, she's so great. She knows I don't eat oil or butter. So she steams them with sliced garlic over it. I'm going to have a crudité platter. So lots of fresh veggies that we always have. And she always makes a sweet potato and squash. And once again, like she doesn't put butter in with the squash for me. So all of those things are amazing. Desserts, like bake up a great pears or apples. So yummy. Pumpkin ice cream. What if you put that apple with the ice cream? How good would that be? Right? So can of pumpkin, bunch of like 5 or 6 frozen bananas, pumpkin pie spice, like a little bit of unsweetened plant-based milk, and then blend that up. Like that's like super yummy, super, super yummy. Yeah, you love the book club. Good. Oh, Francine, I'm sorry. That's what you make. You need nutritarian recipes. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood that. So you make chestnut stuffing. Sounds actually really good. Bean pot pie, field roast. Okay, the only thing really not nutritarian there, right, is the field roast, I think, and depending on how you make that pot pie. But you could make that bean pot pie and turn it into a bean shepherd's pie. Like what if you kept that inside, like if, you know, you do the beans and whatever, and then put mashed sweet potato or mashed cauliflower or something like that on top and baked it. And then it would be really nutritarian, right? You could just throw in some extra greens maybe. So let me just go over some other ideas. So we have the cranberry, the tofu, meatloaf, the mashed cauliflower, mashed potatoes, mashed rutabaga. Cinnamon roasted carrots and turnips. That's a Dr. Furman recipe, the cinnamon roasted carrots. But you could do that. Just get all those yummy root veggies and put them all together, sprinkle some cinnamon, put them in the oven. So good. And they are so good for leftovers. Like I make a big, big tray of roasted veggies and then I have it all week. I have it on my salad. I have it with quinoa. I have it alone, like when I'm hungry and I'm having a snack. I throw it in my savory oatmeal. So it's like if you double or triple that, then you have it for the entire week. Salad, right? How do you take your normal salad that you're eating and make it festive for the holidays? Add cranberries, and even better than cranberries, craisins, would be pears and apples, right? Sprinkle some pumpkin seeds on it. And now you've turned it into this delicious Thanksgiving salad. Green bean casserole. There are some nutritarian green bean casseroles out there. I searched it. Just search nutritarian Thanksgiving recipes. And Dr. Furman has one. So if you like that green bean casserole, try that. I'm kind of a purist with my food and I just want the green beans steamed. But yum, that sounds super good. He has an autumn salad. Soups. I've done that in the past too. Made a butternut squash soup or a pumpkin soup. So easy. Like I just take the butternut squash. I usually throw in maybe a carrot and a sweet potato and broth, onion, garlic. Shocking. And I just simmer it till it's soft. And then I take a hand blender and then it's done. So good. So good. And then dessert, the pumpkin pie and ice cream. Jarena Burton, who is this amazing cookbook author, she has a pumpkin pie with an almond crust. Super good. Know that if you're doing that though, right, like if you're having something like pie on Thanksgiving, that for the next couple of days, your cravings will go up. So how can you plan for that? How can you decide today, like, how am I going to take care of myself Friday, Saturday, Sunday after Thanksgiving? Like, don't just focus on that Thanksgiving. Think about, okay, I'm going to have the Thanksgiving food. And then what else can I prep for the rest of the weekend so that I can show up in health for myself? Amber says, so true about how the more you watch and read about this way of eating, the more you live it. Totally. Right. And like having friends that live this way too. I have a couple of good friends that are plant-based and it's taken a while. Most of all of my friends, right? They know this is what I do and this is how I eat. They're not surprised anymore, but having a great friend that, you know, when you go to their house to eat or when you're going out to eat, you're going to a place that accommodates this lifestyle and they kind of motivate each other. Diana, yes, I'm having turkey. No harm, no foul, right? Like this is all about choices. And I think even Dr. McDougall used to say that he had, I could be getting that wrong, that he had like turkey on Thanksgiving. It's like one time a year, right? Like the whole issue with meat is not because you ate it once, a year. Like that's not how we got obese. That's not how we got heart disease. That's not how, we got hypertension. So yeah, this is okay, everyone. The Mommy Vegan on YouTube, Kim says, just posted a really good Thanksgiving video with a green bean casserole that's basically nutritarian that I'm going to try. Awesome. I saw like a nutritarian recipe for that cream of whatever soup, maybe cream of mushroom that is always in that. So that would be a great way of doing it as well. And my aunt always used to make the green bean casserole. We only went to her house maybe once or twice for Thanksgiving, but she would make the green bean casserole and the sweet potato casserole. And I'm going to get slayed for saying this, but like I if I'm going to have dessert, I'm going to have dessert. Like I don't want marshmallows on my sweet potatoes. So that was like never something that was tempting for me. And I know that's like a dish that tons of people love and they're like so tempted and they miss it. And for me, I'm like, I don't want marshmallows on my sweet potatoes. So yeah, not an issue for me. Yay me. Like one less thing I have to like think about. Kim also says, has veggie broth, but you can make your own salt-free or use water. Yeah. And, I get sometimes that is it called kitchen stock? I think it's in a green box and it's no added salt veggie broth. Or, a lot of times will keep my old veggie scraps. Now I have a composter, so I keep some, I compost some, and then I just throw it in the freezer, and then I throw it in my Instant Pot with water and make veggie broth, I don't know, whenever the bag gets filled in the freezer. So totally good idea. Although sometimes it's Thanksgiving, we have a lot going on. We want to make our own veggie broth. Forgot about cravings. Yeah, planning ahead for those cravings. So that's like the mindset part of this. So yes, there is the food. We want to make sure we're setting ourselves up for success. Thanksgiving is fun. Holidays are fun, right? Like we get to find new recipes. There's that whole planning aspect. But how else are we taking care of ourselves? Are we showing up to Thanksgiving thinking about all the foods we're not having or all the foods that we are having? And I had someone say that she felt sad or deprived because she couldn't have certain foods. And I want you guys to see, thank you, that would be my dog. I want you all to see that you have a choice, right? So you always have a choice as to what food you're going to have. So just that simple switch from I can't have the foods that I love on Thanksgiving. How does that feel? Like it feels like you feel sad. To I'm choosing Nutritarian foods for Thanksgiving, right? It feels totally different. And I like to say, what else are you choosing when you're choosing Nutritarian? You're choosing to be proud of yourself. You're choosing less achy joints. You're choosing health. You're choosing wellness, whatever it is for you that you're choosing, then look at it that way. It just really opens it up instead of saying I can't have, because the reality is you can have it. If it's so important to you, you can have it. And if you're going to spend the day thinking, I'm so deprived, you're not even having the Thanksgiving experience that I would guess that you want to have. Let me know what you think about that. Kim, you don't know any person who's plant-based. So you know me. Yay. Now we know each other. I spent a lot of time. I mean, of course, I trained under an amazing mentor, and he was plant-based. So I knew him. I didn't know people for a very long time. My husband wasn't, my kids weren't, all of that. So I did meet this one friend, and it was like the skies opened up, right? It was when my middle guy was in elementary school, and one of the moms, we started talking, and she was plant-based. And it was I think that was the first person I had ever met in my circle that, or anywhere really locally, that was plant-based. So that was super exciting. Keep looking, right? And sometimes I know it's COVID now, but they would have some restaurant events or some plant-based events nearby. And that's a great way to meet people as well and to have a support system. Susan, I totally recommend Very Veggie Stew by Talia Furman and the Golden Austrian California Cream Soup. Ooh, I'm going to look those up. Yay. Thank you. Totally going to look that up. So what else? I think if you do have any questions, any coaching concerns, if not, I'm going to wrap it up just by saying a lot of people out there watch the videos, have the recipe books, and they are just doing phenomenally. And then there are other people out there who have the books, prepare the food, know all the things, and still have a hard time executing, still have emotional eating, still have trouble feeling deprived. And those people that are still struggling with their weight loss, those are the people that I work with in my one-on-one coaching program. So if you are interested in working privately with me, I will put my link down here. You can always reach out for a free session where we can just talk and I can see what's going on with you and if I think you're a good candidate for my program. So I will put that's in the show notes, but I'll also put it down here. So you can always reach out to me. And I think I will give you a sneak peek. I can't totally decide. So I'm going between two books. So one book is Atomic Habits, which is a phenomenal book that I'm thinking of doing for my book club series. I read it a while ago, but time to reread it. And the other book is, let me see, because I'm currently reading it now. It is the Little Book of Big Changes. think that's the way it is. So those are the 2 books that I'm thinking of using for the book club. So if you have any thoughts on either of those, let me know. Maybe I'll listen to them and choose which one you think would be good. So keep in touch, really, like leave me little messages. I check back and I read them from time to time. I have a video coming out tomorrow about the holiday binge and how to avoid that. So you'll see it come on this channel. Thank you, Susan. And yes, Atomic. Yeah, you've read Atomic Habits. It is a game changer. So maybe that's the one I should do. The other one is great. And it's, she talks a lot about overeating. Maybe I'll just do Atomic Habits and I'll do the following one the next time. So, oh, Susan says those recipes that she talked about from Talia Furman and that Austrian Californian cream soup they are in the Eat to Live cookbook. Perfect. Yum. So I hope you all have a phenomenal holiday season. If I do not talk to you before Thanksgiving and the rest of the holidays that are coming up, I am always here to support you and to help you reach your health goals. So it has been my pleasure today. Take care.